Over 50 for Nifty. It's a little mouse lifty, but the Renegades, against all the odds, 5 rounds away from elimination and embarrassment on home soil, take us to a third map. This series isn't going anywhere. It seems like we're not quite done with our second quarterfinal here in IEM Sydney. Madness in the server and madness here in the Qudos Bank Arena. And I'm here to talk all about it. We have one man who I don't think has got any nails left to bite. We have IEM Sydney joining us and Janko Wajenke Paunovic. We came out expecting to have to start perhaps making excuses and explaining the situation, and we ended up with some exhausting Counter-Strike, exhilarating as well.
Look, I don't want to have to say, but I told you so. My voice has probably changed just a little bit, but that was well played, I guess, by Nifty. I think he
Bloody hell.
Did pretty good.
Pretty good.
That's the expert analysis for this game.
Me? Is that all you've got? Janko, perhaps you can give me a little more.
Nifty is a gamer, man.
Isn't he?
those were some sick moves. I mean, he just decided, you know, I need to do something, right? He's the in-game leader of the team, basically the leader figure, really, even though he's the youngest player on the squad. And some of the op picks that we saw from him, you know, the balls out plays, pushing through the smoke on mid, or throwing the deep molly and then peeking over it. I mean, the amount of times he killed Oscar like that must have been pretty frustrating. Yes, it didn't work every single time, but he was definitely and obviously the deciding factor for Renegades in that game.
It's hard not to get hung up on the Nifty storyline. Everyone else had their moments. We had a fantastic round from Azza, JKS doing his bit. But there was, I can think of 3, if not 4 rounds at the top of my head which would not have gone Renegade's way if it wasn't for Nifty. Even that last round, they're at a disadvantage. They're running out of time. He pushes through a smoke, gets flashed, and still gets the entry.
Behind the pillar as well. And then there was also, speaking of pillars, that kill on the A-bomb site.
Oh my
I didn't even see him. It's like he saw the shadow and instinctively flicks. He didn't know that the guy was in pit. He snuck in through the Molotov, and it was just beautiful to watch. And
this is what you're talking about, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, this happened so many times. It was just like watching the same thing on repeat. But, you know, it's just a difference in the mousesports playstyle as well. They were just going for those brute force picks. And if you look at the way Renegades approached that short side of A, then they were smoking off the pit, trying to isolate Rops and just trying to get that one player in the site. And often just the raw aim of mousesports, jungle wrap or coming through whatever you want to call it long. You know, that's their aim was just so sharp. The teamwork here to get the flash for Azzo. It's the only way he was going to get those 2 kills after having the Molotov out, missing the timing. And then, of course, Justillo. He finally showed up in this match. He allowed them to get at least 2 of the most important retakes of the match in regular time. He really stood up. He gets that clutch defuse. So you can't praise him enough. He's definitely here now. And we just have to wait and see if everyone can keep that momentum into train. It's complete opposite to what we saw in the last map where we had to say, literally just forget about it and come back again refreshed. This you want to keep. You want to bottle this Nifty up and just use it time and time again.
I think that would be, if I'm Kassad, and I'm sure you can help us here, Janko, but if I'm Kassad, I'm just saying, don't do anything. Don't go to the bathroom, don't you have a sip of water. You stay exactly in whatever state you're in and come back into that server.
Yeah, especially considering the last map is Train, right?
Yeah.
An op-heavy map, and you're definitely going to need Nifty. I think it's unreasonable to expect him to have a repeat performance, but at least play on a very high level. And also JKS is that secondary opera, as we saw. The one Train game that Renegades have won with this lineup was against FaZe in this tournament, and that was because JKS had a great game, picked up that secondary AWP on the CT side, and really had a lot of impact. And I think that's going to be a win condition for Renegades here in the decider map.
So I've just received word in my ear, and I'm not sure if I believe it, but apparently Stunner has found a mousesports fan.
God bless.
Let's check in.
All right, first and foremost.
Tell him.
First of all, this is what I want to say. Nobody around here should be booing any fans of any caliber. It doesn't matter. Don't boo me. No, I got a quick fix. Ozzy. I told y'all. All right, so with that said, I am here with Josh and Jack. They are one of the only mousesports fans in attendance. It's completely okay. Don't worry about this. It's all for show. Guys, we're going to Train. Can we close this out and Train? Or is Renegades going to be taking this one home?
Nah, they're definitely going to win. Mousesports, 100%. Yeah, let's go trash them 16-5.
16-5 is a hard scoreline on Train, a hard scoreline. But I know every Renegade fan in this audience saw JKS on Train the other night. That definitely happened. No? All right, maybe another time. Well, guys, is there anything that you think could possibly go in the way here for mousesports?
Everything. Renegades are garbage.
Wow. All right, so you don't need to know where these guys go after the show's over. Don't follow them in the parking lot. None of that nonsense. Either way, we should all be cheering on some great Counter-Strike. I think we all love Counter-Strike here. Is that right? All right, one more for the road. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. See ya.
Peace. Okie dokie. Yes, peace is the word I think I'd continue to use throughout that one. The man's got a death wish, but I do respect either way having some degree of passion for whatever team may be playing. And there we have it once again. We do see Renegades take it to a third. Yanko's having a
I just like the background behind you. I think it describes perfectly the emotional roller coaster of playing in that game. Saving match points, then throwing away match points, really, and from a coaching perspective, when you can't talk besides a timeout, what else can you do? What can you say?
But also what Nifty was doing, you can't coach that. You can't be like, Nifty, go out there and just do that again. He'll be like, use strategy, use tactics, isolate members, and then Nifty's just racking up kills.
The problem is on a map like Train, which is coming up, there's not that much room, really, for plays like we saw in Inferno. There's on the T side for an AWPer, going out of T mid maybe early on, right? Someone flashing for you and not getting picked off before you get an angle. CT side is a bit more room, go upper maybe, lower B, push Ivy, something along those lines. And I think Renegades, if anything, they realized it wasn't the fact that, okay, Nifty was getting some shots, but he was being aggressive. And I think they realized that that's the name of the game for them against this mousesports team. You have to be aggressive. You have to go for those plays. And I think they just need to keep that up on this decider map.
Absolutely. With just the last 60 seconds, Sniper, allocate that time wisely.
Oh, well, just want to say that if you are a Renegades fan, obviously you need to let them hear it often. This match, you need to be barracking for everyone. Obviously, you Steeler, Azza, Nifty, JKS, Jacob, all of them. I want to hear chants, I want to hear Renegades, I want to hear Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. I want everything. If there's a tactical timeout, spam them with that stuff. Okay, yes, spam them, get that crowd wild. And Yanko, just your expectations into this one. If it's not the Nifty show, does Renegades lose that potential to take this to a third, or to complete it, rather?
I don't think they do. I think this is a win-win situation for fans, really, because either Renegades win and we get to see them another time in the arena, or mousesports show that they can bounce back after a tough loss like that in front of a hostile crowd and really make themselves a true contender tomorrow against Astralis.
It's such a scary consideration of what lies in that semi-final, waiting for the winner of this series. But yes, trying to keep this team cool now as they've been given a second life.
They're loving it. Look at it. They're laughing. They're all smiles. You still know as are like, yeah, let's do
when
it,
they
boys.
play their best.
Let's go. Exactly. It's like as if they didn't just play almost 2 maps in one on Inferno.
It was something like 48 rounds or some madness on one map, and now this is the last couple of moments for the coaches to get those words in. Train, though, you talk about it being kind of AWP-centric. This is where Oscar is going to be able to have a bit of a playground here, Yanko.
Yeah, and Oscar is an invaluable player for mousesports on this particular map because he is the one who pushes them over the line at times with his clutches, right? We see Oscar a lot of times in those 1v2s, 2v3s, and so forth, just making some BDPs, really, and carrying the team over the hump.
All right, Sydney, you know what to do. Last map, last chance. Will we see Renegades again on this stage? They decide, and so do you. It's mousesports versus Renegades on Train.
Yeah, the boys.
Well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen, into the pistol round on map 3. Renegades, such an incredible performance there. And oh my goodness, mousesports, they're not too happy about how things have been going. They're already fighting each other.
Off screen there as well, or off stream, Renegades won the knife round and chose to start on that CT side, and their CT pistol already involves a decent amount of aggression, trying to catch out mousesports early. And for Renegades, the momentum after that map, it was back and forth, but it's all with you at this point. You've taken it from 4-11 to 25-23. So at this point, why not get aggressive? Why not try and drive the boot into Mouse here in Sydney?
Well, Jacob takes a big shot. Azza, though, stepping up, runs out of bullets. He's still alive. Stico almost can't get the job done there, but it's a 3 versus 3 with Ustilo in heaven here. He can come up big, but again, of course, Tim, it's Nifty to deny the bomb plant. Again and again and again, he comes up massive here for Renegades, not just now with the AWP, but the USP as well. And Ustilo close. He's the player with the HP, but no longer. And once more, down to the single player of Renegades. Jacob this time. 2 versus 1, rotating all the way through the B side into connector. But this retake, a very tall order for him. doesn't have a kit, doesn't have utility, doesn't have HP. Has to rely solely on the aim. The information given there, but Oscar hits the shot, and mousesports again will start off with the pistol.
Good start for them. I do want to go back really quickly to Nifty on that last map, who I think out of 51 frags, had 43 of them with the AWP.
Yeah, insane.
8 kills with rifles or pistols, everything else with the AWP. So we'll certainly be looking for that sort of impact again. Like the desk said, we can't expect that performance again, but we can certainly expect explosiveness. But we are getting a little ahead of ourselves. Renegades have lost the pistol, Mouse have won it. And they will be getting the superior buy here out as well.
Nifty pushing up close there with his USP. Obviously not really much of an investment into this round from Renegades, which is contrary to what you might ordinarily see, but the first pick does go the way of the CTs. The rest, the subsequent, will all go the way of mousesports here, and it's a fairly run-of-the-mill anti-eco there for the T side. Renegades not offering much resistance, as to be expected with the weaponry that they had.
Only 1 kill across the line for them, so Mouse will start off well. They'll be able to upgrade into the rifles here too. Couple AKs, Galil, Scout. Rob's going to buy into the MAC-10, get a bit of cash flowing from just the USP and no armor purchased Renegades players. You still owe on the P250, but nothing other than that. They'll be looking to get a bit of money, get their T-side economy rolling here on train. But it's only really been a pistol and anti-ecos we've seen so far. For mousesports, they will certainly want to close this one out, and hopefully they can. Yeah, they've already started off the right way.
It's a complete domination right now by mousesports, but Renegades, they don't really have much to fight back with. At the moment, really what we're waiting for is for those gun rounds to get underway. Anything that Azza can do here would be nice, but too much to ask. 3-0 up for the mousesports after they pick up the pistol round win, but now the guns will come into the hands here for Renegades, and they'll start their journey on train. And that's what we want to see from the crowd here. That's what Renegades needs. It's their first gun round. Time to navigate this T-side from mousesports.
I bet you that guy's voice is going to be as cooked as ours will be after this, but it doesn't matter. It's all worth it.
Yeah, bugger me, Tim. It's been a long day so far, but we're getting there. The Renegades are trying as well, but Rop's just sneaking out onto upper, and JKS, he had no idea. There was no reason to believe anyone would be doing that. And that opens up the B-bomb side here for mousesports. Renegades, they're all over the map right now. The bomb's down. Oscar's gotten rid of Rops. What on earth is going on there? I'd love to see a replay of that one.
Hopefully we can get one, because what the hell is that?
In the end, it might not cost mousesports too much, though, as Renegades, they're still not really contesting this B-bomb site. They got the kill onto Sunny.
It's an AK given over.
Yeah, that's nice. An upgrade for Renegades. But they don't have money to buy into the next round here. So it will be those 3 guns safe through. But just pistols and armor at best for the rest of the Renegades players. Maybe some UMPs and the like.
So 1 kill opens up that B bomb side. I do want to see this replay though, because I want to know where in the hell that scout frag came from. I can only assume that Rob's just straight into an angle at the wrong moment, but oh man, I have absolutely no idea how that happened.
Nor do I, Tim. But it is just going to be a CZ out there for Azza. JKS, no investment just yet, and that is interesting. We'll see if he actually does decide to invest, but if he doesn't, you might start thinking there could be a double AWP out here on the CT side, just the P250, so very minor. And I wonder if that is a little bit of a look into the future here for the CT side.
It certainly worked on Inferno. JKS did get a few crucial AWP picks, and on train against FaZe in the group stages, that was instrumental. So maybe that is where we will see this one going. But for Mouse, for now, a slow take based around utility, just clearing out upper halls. Initial grenades down to force the CTs back, and then they've got the flashbangs and the smoke to explode onto this side.
The B-bomb site right now is only being held by JKS and Azza, both of the players with the inferior weaponry on the side of Renegades.
That does give the instant save, though, if these 2 players go down.
They might just do that. Azza will drop JKS. Holding on as best as he can. We'll be able to find Chris J, but that is it. And Tim, like you said, the save is called. Jacob, though, didn't get the phone call. He decided to keep on going forward. In the end, though, Stillo and Nifty should be able to save here. mousesports are in a position to hunt. They do have a lot of money, but they're quite far away anyway. So Should see the buy coming out again from Renegades in the next round. They'll have enough cash.
And the T side of mousesports will not be getting anywhere near the saving Renegades players in this one. Normally, in that sort of situation, there'd be questions to be asked of the Renegades B bomb site hold, but not in this instance, as it was only Pistols holding it. So entirely understandable that it does fall in that instance. So Renegades, they tried for it. They should be able to hold onto these rifles. The push is coming, but I don't think it'll be quick enough. No, Nifty and Ustilo will save. But let's have a look at the money.
Good enough for a double orb.
Exactly that, and that's what they've been waiting for. Let's see what JKS can do for us.
He was pretty good with the orb there on Inferno. We didn't get to see it too much, but up to a 5-0 start. mousesports are already putting Renegades under the pump here on map 3. Although, it is fairly typical to see the T side starting off with 5. When they get the pistol, you get the first gun round, that's 5 rounds on the board for you. Now Renegades, though, the economy going to start working a little bit more for them, and we'll see what they can do here with the guns in their hands.
JKS solo on this B bomb site. Close lowers with the AWP. That's a vital shot for him to be hitting. The pre-fire is almost there from Sunny, but as he's going to find the first frag, that will open it up and slow mousesports down. They still have ample utility, though, to go wherever they want. The flashbang, JKS will see it, but not be blinded by it. That's the info. Snodges the second flash and hits the shot. That might open it up.
Well, that is a good shot out from JKS. 3 players still now for mousesports, but Renegades definitely looking a lot better in this round than what they have so far in the previous couple of gun rounds. And that double orb, well, the information is now given away to mousesports, but it's most likely at the cost of a round here. It's just 1 round, though, for Renegades. Even if they do close this one out, they need to do a lot more work to get themselves back into this half. The economy could be reset next round by mousesports.
Admittedly, though, this is their first full gun round. While they had the AWP up on Nifty in the previous round, a few M4s, there was still those 2 pistol players. So now that they're able to go for the double AWP the way that they wanted to, it's worked out wonderfully. JKS has found one, Azak got aggressive and found another, or at least the first. And if that's the way that Renegades choose to play this, a mix of aggression with solid holds, then that might be difficult for mousesports, but nothing is too difficult when you're up 5-0. They've had a decent start here, and Jacob, he'll get the info that the Ivy presence is coming his way.
Oh, look at this play from Jacob. Gets through the smoke. A great flick, though, from Rops to shut it down, but Ustilo might deny the bomb plant. Oh, everyone's denied the bomb plant there for Renegades. Everyone's getting involved. And the first round of train for the CT side does pop up there on the board at 5-1. mousesports, of course, will be able to get a buy through here.
And immediately Oscar onto that AWP. He's been so very, very impactful with it. So why not get it out immediately at this point, try and do the damage, keep Renegades in the dumpster in which they're currently in, but they're starting to dig themselves out of. Double AWP, certainly going to help with that one. It's a similar setup, the single player over on B, JKS locking it down with the AWP. But he's choosing to play it from connector this time, doesn't want to be mollied or smoked and then overrun the lower ramp, so it's a good repositioning from him to adjust for that. And with these 4 players on the A bomb site, you're still getting flashed in to clear out SL. Or Pop Dog, as it's known. That'll get him a bit of info as well.
You're going to get a Reddit thread written about you, Tim, for calling it SL there.
We were making up call-outs, apparently. What is being Australian?
Yeah. Of course, for Renegades here. No real contest just yet in this round. mousesports start to throw some utility into the B site. We can see, though, that this is a fake. Renegades have already rotated that second player across. Az has gotten a kill post-mortem as Sunny goes down to his Molotov. There's 4 versus 4. Oh, Nifty. How did that miss?
Jesus.
I've got no idea, but Sticko, who's going to push through in here to Ustilo. Ustilo now taking the challenge. Oh, not quite going to be able to get the job done there. But a lot of damage done over to Sticko. The bomb not yet planted on A. But mousesports have read this situation correctly. Renegades rotating over to B, opens the site up, and mousesports decide to do the ring around the rosy and go back to the A bomb site.
So well played from Mouse. Renegades already going to decide that they are backing out. Unfortunately for the Australian side, that is a reset.
It is, but Az has got almost 6K here.
They're saving 2
Nifty's
AWPs.
got 7K. If Renegades save all 3 of these guns through, they're still going to have a really good buy in the next round.
Exactly. It's a reset in name, not so much in effect. It might mess with them in future rounds, but saving the double AWP, saving the single M4. JKM, The only one under any amount of pressure here, and it looks like they're below him, but Sticko, what a perfect shot on the JKS.
Well, that was a good shot actually out from Nifty, and a pretty critical one as well. The buy would have been significantly hampered had Nifty gone down there, but now still Renegades are going to look okay in this round.
They are indeed. The double op will come back out. The difference is, though, JKS, no armor, no utility, no kit, just the sniper rifle. 54% round win rate. That's very impressive from Mouse.
It's a good conversion rate, and it's more than what they need now. If they win 54% of the next rounds that we see here on Train, they knock out Renegades. And they push on towards Astralis for that rematch.
But a tactical timeout for the Renegades. Having a chance to think about how they want to play this. Maybe they want to put someone else with JKS. It's possible that they get JKS aggressive into uppers to try and find a pick with a rifle supporting him to try and open up the round that way, rather than just being that solo B-side anchor with the AWP. Maybe they send Nifty somewhere to do the same. Maybe they keep the same setup. We'll have to see. We're about to get back into this round for mousesports. The buy is the same. They've just won themselves another round. And we'll see if Renegades can do unto them as happened in the previous rounds. Let's have a look and see if there is a change up in the positioning of JKS here, if someone comes with him. No, he's still solo on B.
Solo B is okay right now. mousesports quickly heading into the A side, and Renegades have stacked the correct one. Frags go one apiece. Justillo under a lot of pressure though, and spammed through the smoke, inevitably finished off by Rops, but Nifty ever present for the Renegades. We'll be able to find another frag. 3 versus 3 is where we find ourselves after the first 30 seconds of the round, and Renegades all trapped up away from that A bomb site. It's going to really have to be a retake unless they can kill a player on the cross here. Chris J trying to do some work. Renegades giving him nothing. And Nifty, whoa, well, that was close. And you expect Nifty to hit a shot like that, but look at this positioning now of Jacob. Chris J's watching the angle, but Sunny peeks right into him. And the flashbang is good for Renegades. It allows Jacob out. The grenade might just finish it off, and it will. Renegades now with a second round. mousesports not too far in the lead just yet.
They still have an awful lot of money with the exception of Sunny, but the drops can come out. That'll be pretty good for mousesports here. They'll be able to get back into things. But for Renegades, that's a pretty important round for their money. As we mentioned, they were reset. They lose that round there. They might have been able to reinvest into something, but it shouldn't have been the double AWP, wouldn't have been the double AWP. And that will allow them to keep it out. And this is the change-up that I was talking about in that tack pause. JKS going aggro, the rifler of Azza to support him. Will Mouse be caught out?
Well, not really, not right now at least. But the information is there for Renegades. There's no one towards B, and the flashbang into SL is good. Justillo finds Rops. He also spots that next player. Information abound right now for the Renegades.
Ooh.
And the smoke down, maybe a little bit late and in the wrong direction for Justillo. Does net a kill for mousesports. Brings it back to a 4 versus 4.
And now into the B bomb site they will go, but JKS still has this line. The flashbang not going to hit him. He'll re-establish control. Molotov still will eventually force him back, but JKS was giving them nothing unless they fought for it. He was waiting for that pick, and while it wasn't presented, he at least gives them the info that it's unavailable. That is control, his info is unavailable. Oscar looking to take some Ivy control. The bomb looking to pinch into that A bomb site. Sticko might just drop down, but Azza is still waiting. Jacob's on the bomb side as well. Nifty's got the line down, back 6.
Azza needs to do some big work here for the Renegades. He gets the first angle too. The headshots through the feet, that's my favorite kind of kill. And Azza, he likes that one as well. 2 versus 4 now for mousesports. They've got no chance in this round, Tim. 25 seconds on the clock. They have to bow out. And that'll be a third over to Renegades. Already 6 though on the T side for mousesports. It's a good number to hit. So Renegades are not out of the woods just yet, despite getting a few in a row here. What is going on right now, mousesports?
Chill, dudes. What are we doing?
Crumbling under the pressure, perhaps. That's the second or third time that we've seen in this map team damage.
There was the knife, there was that scat headshot, which I feel for certain wasn't intentional.
No, of course not.
I think there was a replay available somewhere, but I didn't find it, so we might have to check that one out later, but let's have a look here. Beautiful work from Azza locking it down, and now there's the mousesports timeout.
Yeah, another one, an early one as well. Normally mousesports tend to leave theirs towards a little bit later in the map, second half a little bit more so. But this one, just 10 rounds in, and deciding what they're going to do here with these guns. They have enough to get at least another weapon for Chris J. Someone's going to be running around with a UMP or a Galil. There's not a huge amount of utility here on the side of mousesports either. So not a massive amount to work with, while Renegades have everything that they could want.
So Mouse, their timeout now comes to an end. We'll see what they've got going on with this buy, what they can do. Renegades, a double AWP out once again. It's been reasonably good for them so far. I am quite curious about what this team damage is going on in Mouse right now. If they're starting to crumble already, just 9 rounds in, of course, it could all be accidental. We don't know, but...
Well, of course it's accidental, but really, like, you don't see that kind of team damage coming out unless a team is under an incredible amount of pressure. I don't want to read into it too much. Nifty, I think he might have spotted that one out. He gets the smoke down early. And he's decided to use a bit of utility here. He's going to stay in position, which is a very bold move from him. Very brave.
So gutsy. He's waiting for them maybe to try and throw a Molotov through. He knows they're going to keep spamming, so he waits, and that means he will get out alive because of it. That was dangerous from Nifty, or for Nifty, but it's navigated well. In the meantime, though, one player waiting down the bottom of SL by the looks of things. It's Ustillo waiting for them to drop in. He got the first kill here last round. He's looking to replicate what Azza did, but the molly forced him out.
Renegades do have 4 players on the A bomb site and JKS close on the rotation. So if mousesports head in the direction of that site, you have quite a bit to contend with. Ustillo now has managed to find his way back into SL. Ready and waiting for this mousesports push. The smoke down as well, quite late. Will this give mousesports a pause for thought? They decide to slow things down. Ustillo's got no idea what's going on. Just checking his back, making sure.
His back is safe though, care of Azza at E-Box, but the push now going to come out into the A-bomb site.
And Renegades, not much time for them to deal with. 20 seconds, mousesports trying to get out onto the site, but they have been decimated. The crossfire far too strong here for Renegades, and JKM just completely smashes away with 2 players. That's a great setup on the bomb site for the CT side, and mousesports walked right into it.
mousesports, all night they've been playing a very, very slow T side. And it's worked a lot of the time, but it's also bit them in the behind a few times as well. It all comes down to, I guess, how many players Renegades have alive as well as they can hold off those late pushes. But so far it's going all right. They force Mouse back onto the pistols. The utility out as well for the Renegades. Everything they could want here, but Sunny is fast out into A, heading towards Olof. And if Renegades aren't ready for that, if they don't check it, they might just catch a deagle, but already he's fallen out.
Anti-eco here for Renegades. Feels like so long since we've actually seen Renegades on an anti-eco. Really, when you think about it, overpass how many overtime rounds we had. In the end now, this one should be free against mousesports, and that's something that Renegades have desperately needed, really, every single round. And even right now, Tim, Renegades are doing well on the CT side to come back into this, but it's just such a harsh scoreline to come back from it. What was it, 6-0 or close to it? 5-1 it was.
5-1 into 6-1, yeah.
But, I mean, mousesports have already done so much work on this T side. Any more that they get out of this half is going to be so, so impressive. And Renegades almost need to win the half out now to have a really competitive score heading into the second.
Well, they're about to make it 5-6. The hit will be onto that B bomb site here where Azza stands with JKS locking down uppers. It's just the pistols, so the pre-fires would need to be godly, but they've found their way out. JKS now getting involved.
Azza as well will go down, but JKS is holding the line quite strong for Renegades. The incendiary out to deny any possible retrieval of that bomb. It's a good anti-eco there for Renegades, losing only the 1 gun. Boosts the economy quite significantly. 2 players above 10K. That's where you want to be on the CT side. But still, again and again, it's just 1 round for Renegades. And they need to keep getting just 1 round for the rest of this half.
They've done well to bring it back, though. But this is where mousesports will get that buy-in. There is no AWP on Oscar or Chris J, so they've got to face down this double AWP, and it feels like a bit of their own medicine from what they were doing to Renegades on their own CT side in Inferno. So many double AWP setups that were being met only with rifles. But Renegades, they are still 1 round behind. They've again only got JKS over on B. Looking into upper halls, but he still hits it through the flash.
JKS just proving unstoppable right now with the AWP. That's very good news for Renegades. Azza being his buddy over on the B-bomb side here. It's always good to have a great mate. And Azza and JKS have been playing together for so long. They're going to know the ins and outs of each other's play styles here. They'll know exactly what they need to do to back each other up. But utility coming into the B site now. Azza pushes forward by the bomb train and shuts down Sunny. More opportunities are bound for him, but just damage comes across, and maybe just damage is all that Renegades need here. Stick goes down very low, but already deep into the bomb site go the mousesports. Renegades need to be aware of this forward positioning. Now they are, but do they know there's two players close? Chris J will pop through the smoke. A good flashbang out there from his teammate to shut down one. And it's still 3 versus 2 advantage for Renegades, but time is running out and time is working against them. Chris J spots Nifty, and someone already on the defuse. He's got no idea.
Oh my God, Renegades! They get the defuse through, they close out mousesports. Oh, goodness gracious me. Now we sit at 6 apiece. The money from Mouse is there. They can go for a buy, but it will not be an AWPless buy, actually. They'll manage to get one out and throw it over to Oscar. The AK is for everyone else, but they suffer in the utility department because of it. Chris J has no head armor. So the M4 has been upgraded. Essentially, it's 3 AKs against him. 2 AKs, though, are out on the CT side, so the head armor not really an issue. This is a very strong buy, and while it is JKS solo on B, already Azza's coming over to help him earlier than previously. Nifty, though, has been spammed down by Oscar and Chris J.
That's an important early frag there for mousesports, but Nifty hasn't been as impactful for Renegades as he was on Inferno. Everyone else stepping up now for the CT side, and Ustillo has been spotted out there, but navigates his way to safety. Now JKS again, the all-important key player right now for Renegades. He's been sharp with that AWP so far, and again, what a great flick. The headshot as well to boot, just for a little bit of overkill. And he rotates his position across the incendiary down, just to keep mousesports at bay for as long as possible. And the CT's rotating across now as well. JKS has done enough to make this competitive now, and mousesports come out onto Alpha. The angle that JKS is watching, spamming through the smoke. Oh, spot out Sunny. Another player has been sighted, but now Jacob here should be able to shut down Chris J, and he will. Renegades coming back into this half, looking absolutely devastating right now, and Azza on the wrap around the back should just be able to put the nail in the coffin. Gets the first and the second, and that's 7 up now for Renegades.
And that will be their 6th consecutive round here. They lost 5, won 1, lost another, and then they've been on a streak. And they now sit 1 round in the lead. Azza's been playing quite well so far this map, having a good time.
I was hoping for a replay of that shirtless guy, to be honest.
I looked down at the game at the wrong moment. This is the problem with not having the program monitor in front of me. I missed it.
I tell you what, you did miss out, Tim. But Renegades are not missing out on anything right now. Look at how many rounds they've had in a row. Count them for me, Tim. It's been a fantastic performance.
It's been 6, mate.
6 in a row, plus the 1 that they got earlier on. And mousesports definitely scratching their heads a little bit here. Remember what I said on Inferno? What if? What if Renegades end up closing this map out?
Oh my goodness.
That's what mousesports were thinking then, and now playing from a deficit here on Train, thinking what if Renegades now close this map out? Then it's Auf Wiedersehen. We're gone, and Renegades stay on.
I always forget that you speak German. Then you pull it out at the right time.
Yeah.
Well done.
There you go.
Double up still persisting for Renegades, though. It's been very good for them on Train, and it's JKS who's going for the pick. Not sure he'll be given it, though, as the pressure's around SL, but in fact they are coming into him. Surely there is a flash.
Oh, I don't know why you keep challenging JKS. That shot looked on point, but doesn't connect. So mousesports get away with 1. But it's so dangerous to continue to challenge JKS in the form that he's showing right now with the AWP.
And mousesports now, they have come out the better of that engagement against JKS. Somehow they've made it work. They've tagged him down to just below half HP. But But they've still got to try and find a way into this round. They're sitting above the ladder drop where Justillo is waiting, but Jacob peeks a little bit too much. Goes down to Oscar. Sticko will catch out Justillo as well. That's the A-bomb site open, all except for Nifty. He was great last map, but surely this is too much to ask alone. The bomb site, there's the first.
Well, you say that, Tim, but Nifty never fails to impress here for Renegades. JKS has gone down, and now just Nifty and Azza, but let's see what the man can do. The flick so close, but yet so far as Chris J shuts him down. And this will be 7 up for mousesports. Renegades have enough money for the buy in the final round of the half, and they'll be hoping for that 8-7 favorable to the CT side. But either way we go, it's been a very competitive first half, and it certainly sets the stage for the second half.
It's worth noting as well, Renegades have had a 5-10 and a 4-11 half.
Yeah.
And still we sit here. So if Renegades can make this half competitive, even if they lose the next 2 rounds, it's 8-7. That's much better than anything else they've had. And of course, with the money that they will have after this, there's still a chance they can take this round. Not even a chance, there's a good chance that they can get this next round, make it 8 rounds.
You're right, but they are moving on to the T side of train, which can be difficult. G'day, mate.
It's a good old how you going?
Yeah. One thing to note here about this matchup is that JKS with the double AWP, the secondary AWP, this was where he had really a lot of the impact up against FaZe, and once again he's doing the same against mousesports, but that's not going to be an option on the T side, and Justillo just dropped, not expecting that pace out from Sunny.
Just an excellent change of pace from mousesports. They go very, very quickly. Nifty trades it back, but Azza will fall down too.
3 versus 3, Nifty again with a double kill in this round. Needs some more for his team, and he's presented it, but misses the shot. It's not quite landing everything like he was on Inferno, but it might still just be enough for Renegades as he props himself up on the B train, on the green train, sorry. Bomb does go down though now for mousesports, and the timer working in their favor. JKS spamming through the smoke, and Sticko does go down. That's an advantage that Renegades needs. And they have utility that can lock down this bomb site. They can put that into SL, the smoke, which could be problems for mousesports. Another one into A main, T-connector would be a problem as well for them. Rops has been flashed out on the defuse already, is Renegades, and no one can deny it. It's done indeed, Tim. 8-7 at the end of the first half. Guys, we're going to go to a break, but Renegades, they'll try and close this one out here on train after this one. It's time for one more half here at IEM Sydney. It's the last half that we'll get to see today at the Qudos Bank Arena, but it has been a fantastic day of Counter-Strike so far. Renegades and mousesports are going the distance. It's been a fantastic display from both of these two teams. Unreal, astonishing, and absurd at times as well. And let's hope that this one last half can deliver something just as magical as Inferno was able to do. Let's get into it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jordan has officially jinxed overtime.
Sorry.
You've done it, but we will now be jumping into half 2 of Train, potentially the last half, maybe the last 15 rounds we need. We will see. But Renegades with a slim lead on their T side. 2 sets of utility off the bat and a fast play down SL into A.
That's a good strategy as well. These USPs not going to be as effective in those close quarters as they're shutting down to the Renegades. They've just stormed the A bomb site, but Stiko, what can he do? He was almost looking for the knife. You could tell, but in the end, Renegades come away now with the bomb down and a player advantage. Jacob and JKS to hold off this drop. This might be the perfect setup that they need, but mousesports could just as easily hit 2 shots as well. And it's Oscar to get the job done for mousesports. They're still in this one with the 2v2, but the time are ticking away.
Exactly that. There is no kit, so it's so difficult for them. Oscar's going to go for the bomb, taps it once, draws out the peak, actually wins that fight. Oh, they've done it.
Goodness gracious me. Do they have time though, Tim? Yes, I think they do.
Yeah, they do. Just, it's close.
Well, maybe not.
Oh. That was a matter of milliseconds, but mousesports pull it away. They make it 8 rounds to 8. Goodness gracious, Oscar. Look at that.
Yeah, and then he hit that next shot as well onto the player coming out from Ivy. By the green train. 8 apiece now, mousesports. Renegades do get the bomb down though, so it should just be 9 for mousesports before we see the buy for Renegades. The action not far off here in the second half, but this round should be fairly standard for mousesports.
Should be, and for Renegades, single flashbang. They're going to go flooding out for the B bomb site, a flash to blind Rops if they can, and then put that bomb down. It's going to be the upper play as well. Water falling out, the split is here, there's the flash, and here's the damage. Oh, Rops! An ace immediately with the MP9, that's so much money.
And that is very nice for mousesports as well, because they have liked to put themselves on the double AWP on the CT side. That's going to be the boost to the economy that they need here, assuming they don't end up losing this next round. Renegades, with a tactical pause out, they've still got a couple left, so not a bad time for one. You got 2 for the rest of the half. That's quite a few. Now discussing what they want to do here. This first gun round of the half could be absolutely imperative in setting the tone for the next 15 rounds, or, well, not 15, 13, let's say. Maybe hoping for 15. Overtime would be nice.
Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves, though, Jordan. I feel like we said that a lot on Inferno, and then I can't even remember how many overtimes we played. But it's a lot. It was too many. No, it wasn't. It was the correct amount. But there's never too much Counter-Strike. Either way.
No, definitely not. I'm loving it right now, Tim. It's Counter-Strike heaven here in Sydney. But we're going to be heading back into the action. 9 to 8. mousesports have the lead, but Renegades hot on their tail.
And indeed, as you called it, is the AWP drop from Rops after the ace on the MP9. Lots of money coming in from that. And that gives Oscar his best weapon. It is just Rops alone on that B bomb site, though. Oscar dropped him an M4 in trade, so at least he's got that going for him. But this time for Renegades, it's a very similar strat, but with utility and guns.
Slow contact out onto the B bomb site is not going to work here for the Renegades. Trying to challenge an AWP like that. It's a recipe for disaster, but the bomb still will go down here. And JKS, he needed to win that duel. Jacob will get the trade and needs another one here as well.
Ooh.
Chris J goes down, and there might still be yet some hope for Renegades in this round.
Oh my God,
as it's 2 versus 2. And Azza is very deep in the bomb site. The CTs have no idea. Out through the smoke at the perfect time. Just Oscar left alive now, but he has spotted Azza out. The timer working in the favor of Jacob. There's a smoke here for Oscar, so this Molotov is not going to do too much. Jacob needs to get down the ramp and get the kill. Is he going to be there in time? Oh, my goodness! So close. Jacob's not happy with that one. It's an expensive round for the CT side, but it's a win. One that Renegades could have almost come away with. That's a 50-50 at the end of the day.
Exactly that. That's one that could so easily have gone either way. But mousesports do pick it up. they'll be able to get the M4s off the back. And for Renegades, JChem saves the AK-47. That's the hero gun, but it's the CZs. No utility, just the Molotov for JChem. And they're going to be going straight out onto this A-bomb site. The molly towards Ivy, going to run between these trains and try and find the entries. There's JChem with one.
It's a good start there for Renegades, but they need a little bit more coming into this bomb site now, and they need to make sure they don't lose the next couple of frags. Jacob's certainly doing work with the AK right now, but with the buy that they've got, the Renegades, you still can't count them as the leaders in this round. The bomb has gone down though, and that sliff sort of shifts the balance a little bit.
But Rob's already snuck in quite close. Tico's been caught out, but the kill can't come through.
It really still all comes down to Jacob. His position is known. The grenade headed in his direction. But if he gets this kill, oh, he can't quite get it done. Stico, now the villain here for Renegades. JKS trying to be the hero to stand up and answer to that. But just too much work to be done with only a CZ. And on the defuse, mousesports. Money's good for Renegades coming into the next round, though. One plan helps them out.
It's a chant of defiance from the crowd, despite the defuse coming in. 3 rounds is the lead for mousesports here. But Renegades will go back onto that buy. Nifty on the AWP, and we've seen his T-side AWPing on this map before. We saw it on Inferno. 43 AWP frags in total, I believe, which is a huge number. But for Renegades now, the full utility set is out. The execute is possible. For now, though, spreading out, playing default, looking for some damage, trying to catch out a push, and they found it.
That's a great entry from JKS. You don't back him to win that kind of an entry, but somehow he manages to find a way. And that's been the story, really, for Renegades throughout this series so far, is that they have been able to find a way. How many chances are they going to get here, though, as mousesports do start to take the lead again on train, up to 11 and 8. It's nothing too concerning right now for Renegades, but it can very quickly get ahead of them. This round working quite nicely, though, for the T side.
For now, though, Renegades can slow things down. Azza did try and find the entry, but Sunny's too good. That's an evening frag now for mousesports. On the CT side, they bring it back, but there's still only one player on B, while Sunny can be on the quick flank straight through SL. In the meantime, it's all on Oscar.
Sunny's going up the ladder here, and if he drops the bomb, that could be round over for Renegades. He actually hasn't quite gone up the ladder. I thought that he was. Renegades, well, they're not sure where they want to go right now. Backwards and forwards, running into each other. It's like bumper cars. But in the end, they will decide on the B bomb site. And mousesports have already set themselves up fairly nicely there. They've got a player. Quick rotators as well.
The lurk from Bustillo coming out through. Ivy can't quite find the damage. It's Sunny who's ready. Oscar misses the shot, but 3v4. This bomb will be difficult to plant.
He did actually hit the shot. It was a leg. Wasn't the kill that he wanted. And it's a 2 versus 4 now. Let's see what Jacob and Nifty can give to us. It's a good kill out from Jacob. And another one. And then well,
1 HP for Jacob.
1 by 1. Mousesports fall. But it is just Jacob left alive now. He knows where the player is, and he just doesn't have the ability, doesn't have the HP. He did so well to bring it back, and at least right now for Renegades, they're keeping mousesports honest, but they desperately need a round soon. They need to reset that economy now. Otherwise, mousesports gets too far ahead.
And start to run away with Train, a map where the first half was so close. Now, though, mousesports on 5 straight. Admittedly, Renegades have planted 4 out of 5 rounds so far, so their money is doing okay. Let's have a look at this again from JChem. That second kill.
No, the third kill was the one you want to have a look at.
That's the one
boy,
I meant.
oh boy. But just unfortunately putting himself in the wrong position. Of course, he had to do it. He had to try. But it was always going to be tough for him.
I think, though, for a second, Jordan, we need to consult our local crowd-based tourism, or like, what's the word I'm looking for here? Passport office, right? We said that Nifty could have one. Do we reckon JChem's an Australian yet, guys?
Well, it's a resounding yes. The buy will come out as well for Renegades here. Not sure what Jacob's going to have. Maybe there's a gun drop for him. Or maybe he's just going to have to run out with a pistol or something. mousesports, their buy is good, but their money is not. So still opportunities here for Renegades to get that reset. Maybe it'll take them a couple of rounds, depending on how many guns are saved through here. But there is the possibility that Renegades, if they win a round or 2 here, get a free one.
That said, they do need to be winning these rounds. No more damage
Yeah.
The push is fast up into the B halls. The Renegades will be ready, but not ready enough. In the meantime, Sticko is waiting around Ivy as well. mousesports have found the first frag.
And the aggression on the CT side is not really something that we've seen too much from mousesports, not on any of the maps that they've been playing so far today, and Renegades not ready for it.
No, not at all. They will be looking for this pick into Ivy, but Nifty gets flashed by his teammate and hasn't been presented the angle yet.
Player advantage right now for mousesports, and all they need to do is sit in on their bomb site. They don't need to do anything too fancy, too crazy. Just let Renegades come to you and play the trades. Right now, Renegades walking right into the sight line here of Sticko. Slow and steady for the Renegades. The flashbang, if they do throw one, might be enough to get them the entry here, but there's still going to be trades needed. And this spray, if Sticko threw it, he doesn't decide to actually spray until it's a little bit too late. That allows Renegades to wrap all the way around into CT spawn. Meanwhile, Az has gotten out onto the site. Nifty's opened things up. This is a masterstroke from the Renegades right now as they've completely out-rotated mousesports, and Azza finds a free kill.
Sunny will trade it back, but Azza's looking for one more. I don't think he knows Chris J is here. I thought he might have spotted him. He's certainly searching, but hasn't found it just yet.
Well, Chris J has the potential now to shut this entire round down. If he gets the bomb planter, which he won't, or even if he got Azza, it would be a massive blow to Renegades.
Shadow.
But the Shadow gives it away, and Azza finds another kill. Renegades here, 3 versus 2 in a must-win round. They've put themselves in the position to win it. Now it is just a case of closing it out if mousesports even decide to challenge, which right now seems unrealistic.
No,
too much time gone.
Hanging out in the kitchen to save. Azza's not going to go too far looking for them, but it is Azza who closes that round down. A masterful push. Very well timed out to remain onto the bomb site as his teammates make the distraction at Ivy. It works out perfectly. mousesports didn't know it was coming. Sunny, I think he's far enough away from the bomb. Yeah, okay, only 1 HP. So that's fine. Doesn't matter. They'll get the guns back through. But Renegades, as you said, halfway through that round, it's a must-win, and they do come away with it. Now only 3 rounds behind.
It's still a necessary round coming up here for Renegades. mousesports, if they were to reset Renegades now, they might just run away with the rest of the map. But Renegades, if they won the next round, that resets mousesports. And then we have a game on our hands. So, in terms of the entire series, this round might be just one of the most important we will witness.
Let's see how it goes then for Renegades. This time, the flashbangs and the Molotovs, they don't want to be caught out by that aggression like they were previously.
Wow.
And Nifty is waiting for Sticko. That's the early information, that's the early kill. It is just the SMG, but Renegades have still found themselves an opening.
I mean, it is just the SMG, but it's a player loss for mousesports. That means less players to deal with for Renegades, less players to throw utility for mousesports, less players to bait for mousesports. It's a big advantage for Renegades coming into this round. And even though it is just the weaker weapon, Renegades now finding their feet, 4 versus 5 on this T side. This round very important, and they have the advantage in it.
3 players stacked towards Ivy as well, looking to make contact here. The bomb slowly walking through the upper halls, and Oscar, he's been such a beast with his orb. Can he deliver? There's the first.
They don't want to allow Renegades, or Renegades don't want to allow Oscar opportunities like that one by one. They need to be peeking him all together. That's why they don't decide to re-peek that angle, but now this puts them in a pretty precarious position. They're split up. If one of these 2 pushes don't go the way of Renegades, they might just fall. And Sunny, well, he's going to be traded out there by Nifty. That's good enough for the Renegades, but Oscar is the real problem as the bomb needs to progress forward. Nifty versus Oscar now. Oh my goodness, Oscar misses a shot. Nifty now as well. But at least he's not punished for it. Oscar did go down as a result. And 2 versus 2, Rops close in the smoke. Chris J on the flank. Do Renegades know that? Apparently not. JKS is given the information. Now 1v1. Can he step up once again? Yes, he can! Renegades put 10 on the board. Such an important clutch for JKS. That keeps them in the series. It keeps them in the map. And now mousesports forced onto the eco. JKS has done it again.
Let's have a look at this again from JKS. The call was through from his teammates. He immediately snaps around in the Angel.
So
a little bit
composed.
risky, but he swings out for it, knows that he's got the advantage and does take down the kill. Look at the buy from Mouse. Again, Oscar straight to the AWP and winning the duel against Nifty. That might make this doable for the Pistols.
Well, perhaps Renegades were not ready, not prepared for that AWP. I certainly was not. As mousesports, they've managed to conjure that up from somewhere.
Oscar's just got a back pocket full of orbs. He always seemed to pull one out.
But still a favorable round here for Renegades, particularly with that kill from Azza. All they need to do is avoid Oscar. That's the power play for mousesports right now. With that AWP, they can win this round. But Renegades, they have everything they need to shut this one down, and that definitely puts mousesports on the reset.
And in previous rounds, Oscar has been the player lurking around in the halls around back 6 there. Around Ivy, they know where he's been playing. That is indeed roughly the area he's in now, and they choose not to go that way. They make the correct decision. They've got utility. This should be a full execute out into the bomb site, maximizing their advantage, but no. It's going to be a contact walk. There's the flashbangs. There's some smokes. Okay, it is good grenade usage out, but they've all blinded themselves. That said, they'll get out, and there's only one player here at the moment.
All they need to find is Rops, and Jacob will be the one to do the honors.
Chris Chase found an AWP here. Ooh, that's a bit of a miss.
But a double AWP with the retake is very, very tough, and mousesports at this point, the correct decision is exactly what they're doing.
Exactly that. They found the double AWP, and that's what halts that retake. Oscar was always going to be saving that situation, and the pistols would have run in for damage. But the fact that they find the second AWP means that everyone will save. Stico holding the aggressive line in Ivy to try and defend his teammates as they put themselves in holes that will be difficult for the Renegades to dig them out of. Hold onto the two AWPs. And this round's actually a pretty big win for Mouse, all things considered. They take an AWP away from Nifty. They managed to keep it as well. That could be good for their damage in future rounds. And it looks like they will be able to save both as well. This is big for mousesports.
Well, we thought that it was going to be the eco out here for mousesports. Now they could decide to force buy behind this one. Chris J could drop a M4. Oscar just 50 short. But this is a decision to be made for the CT side. In the end, it's just going to be the pistols and armor. So it's more or less the same round for Renegades, just an extra AWP in the hands of mousesports. That might be enough to tip the balance in the favor of the CT side here if Renegades aren't careful.
We certainly won't be seeing Nifty going for that peak again. Instead, it's Azza who makes his way out. Nifty's going to come out through SL this time. And Renegades going for a split onto the outer bomb site by the looks. Trying to crunch in onto mousesports, and Chris J is going to find the jewel again. They get rid of Nifty.
This is not the kind of round you can be faltering in here if you are Renegades. It would be an all too familiar feeling for the Australian fans to see them fall short at the last moment.
Stico.
But that might be just what's about to happen. Stico gets a big frag. Azza trying to be the hero here, but he loses quite a lot of HP. JKM, JKS, the two Js might still have enough in this round though for the Renegades. It's 3 versus 3. And an AK now in the hands of both. Azza, great shot. Rob's missing it, gives the opportunity to him.
The bomb was locked down by Stico there, but him moving away will give them a bit of freedom. 2 versus 3. Guns in hand for mousesports, and they're going to be throwing a smoke to block off SL. They're trying to find the Renegades, and that's a great shot to get rid of Azza.
It is, but Azza gets the information there, and he does a lot of damage over to Stico. So this
And
is
he
still
was on 2 HP.
Exactly, and this is still Renegades' round to lose. Right now they have the advantage. Particularly given this rotation from mousesports over to the B bomb site, it will be very easy for Renegades to get the bomb down on A once they recognize that it's open.
And more to that, they've got 2 Molotovs as well, so they can go into Connector, maybe into Ivy, wherever they choose to put them, into SL if that flank does come through, but Renegades are taking a bit of time.
No smokes on the side of mousesports right now either to shut down the Molotov if it comes down to that. Jacob's got his out. JKS as well. So it's not going to be onto the bomb, and it just relies on the aim now of these two T players to hold off the retake. It's a split for mousesports, but it could well work. They need to move quickly though. Stico does have a defuse kit. There's a bit more time to play with. Oscar with the AWP, ever dangerous. Having a peek out from SL. Not spotting a whole lot just yet, and the timer ever ticking away. Renegades, the more time that goes by, the likelier they are to win this round out. And Stico now, he has to touch that bomb. Jacob shuts down Oscar, and this should be all but done. JKS, he knows there's no one on the bomb. Renegades will come away with it, but what kind of damage can Stico do? Can he save this AK?
No, he cannot. JKS tears it away. And Renegades, they pull around that. They really shouldn't have got. They do stop the double AWP of mousesports again. They'll be able to repurchase into at least one of those guns. But the money is not fabulous. Chris J can go for one if he chooses to forgo all utility, and that is what he'll be doing. So the double AWP is out. Nifty's onto his own. We need to see Nifty firing up here. He's not had the best of luck in the AWP duels the last couple of rounds. He's been peeking into angles.
Well, do we need Nifty to fire up here right now? Because the rest of Renegades seem to be doing just fine.
Exactly. We don't need him to carry the team, but if he can start winning these AWP duels, that would maybe prevent some of the closest in these rounds, and let Moed Stico out as well.
It would definitely make the job a lot easier for Renegades, that's for sure. That's not to say that Nifty's been having a poor performance at all here on Train. It just hasn't been lights out like what we saw there on Inferno.
But 50 frags, that was something very special.
Now kind of a force buy through here for mousesports. They have the double AWP, but they don't have any armor. Well, they do have armor, not head armor. Doesn't really matter too much, but what I was trying to get at there is they don't have much utility. The Renegades have a whole bunch to play with. What are you trying to do, JKS?
That's a sneaky little wallbang that I'm not exactly sure where it hits, but I'm sure someone will figure it out for me.
I'm not sure it hits anywhere, at least judging by that, because it looked like it was right on the head.
It could just be a sound cue, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Sound cue thing to block some sound elsewhere. Who knows? But it will, in the end, be Renegades slowing it down. They've taken the brown holes. They look to move over that way, but there's two players here. One of the AWPs, Oscar, watching the upper ramp.
Oh, did they just spot him out? I think they might have. Ustillo with the challenge, Rops with the crossfire, and mousesports might just shut this round down, though JKS, ever present for the Renegades, is going to be able to find a crucial frag. Sunny around the back. He hasn't made any noise, and Jacob will go down. The bomb's planted here, but now it's on to the two players of Renegades to try and clutch themselves out of another round here. And while they've been good in those clutches, this one again is a tough one. Post blind is not too bad. These are weird positions the CTs might not be ready for. JKS spots out one, but he's gone down, and Nifty, in a 1 versus 3, there's no chance. The 2v3 might have been possible. A critical round out there for mousesports.
They'll get that double AWP back as well. So the defuse will come through here in the end. This game as well, down to the wire. 13-12, mousesports with a tenuous lead. But Renegades with money in the bank. It will rapidly be leaving that bank, of course, but they'll pull some guns out of it. And now, the final tactical timeout for Renegades. Let's give them some energy, guys.
Well, they certainly need a little bit of energy here, Tim. They're down, but only by 1 round, and this is closer than what we've seen it on either Mirage or Inferno. They've been down worse. They've come back from worse. They could still come back from this. And mousesports with the buy through here, because of all the damage that Renegades have been doing, haven't got a perfect one. They've got good rifles out. But again, a lack of defuse kits, a lack of utility there on Rops. We'll see what happens in this round, but it's a big one for both of these two teams. It could make or break their chances at the semifinals.
It could indeed. And with the money where it is for mousesports right now, this could honestly be a round where if Renegades can find an opening pick or two, the rest just save, don't even contest it. It's that sort of game. This is so tight between these two teams. But Renegades, once again, spreading out, taking some map control. 3 players towards Ivy, where they want to go contest Stico. No AWP on him, but Oscar is backing him up. There's the flash. No peek yet for Nifty.
Just gonna have a quick look in there and see what happens as Stico is holding the line. Renegades slowly progressing on forward, and Ustillo spots him out. He'll know he's done some damage there. That's an advantage for Renegades. A minor one, though, as it is still a gun in the hands of mousesports. 5 versus 5. Renegades must find some more here.
JKS has shot that spot on the floor again. Is that where it hits? Must be. The board hole's just in front of Sunny there. Interesting.
Not sure.
We're all learning things today.
We'll have to jump in a server and find out one day. For now, though, time to find out whether Renegades can reset the economy of mousesports again, which they haven't really been able to do on this CT side. They just haven't had a clean victory yet.
Good Molotovs in from mousesports to slow them down, but the bulk of this push is no longer Ivy for Renegades. The bomb is back over in T main, and a lot of utility has been wasted by mousesports here. 30 seconds, though. Renegades have to go, and Oscar is ready for the challenge. Stico 2.
Into the bomb site goes the Renegades. Slow and steady wins the race right now, but Stico is in such a dangerous position. If he even gets one here for them, it will be huge. In the end, Jacob shuts him down. It's 3 players alive for mousesports. Renegades have got the entries that they need, and now it's a matter of closing the round out. Jacob coming up absolutely massive right now for the T side. And Oscar,
Nifty!
Another shot missed, and Nifty another duel won.
And Robs, he was hanging around debating whether to go and grab that AWP. He wasn't sure if it was worth making the run, and that pause costs him his life. His gun And things now dire for mousesports.
And that round might just cost mousesports this game. Renegades with the advantage now.
Look
and again,
at the crowd.
We've got the nifty chants coming out.
Not only the nifty chants, the nifty worship. Hands in the air.
Church of Nifty. That's maybe what Renegades should change their name to right now. But in the end, what they need to focus on is closing this round out. It's, of course, the eco for mousesports. It should put Renegades up to 14. And already they have had some troubles in this map against the Pistols. And it's absolutely something they cannot afford at a time like this.
But Renegades playing very carefully. 4 players all around the same area of the map, ready to trade if the USP damage does start to come, but they're taking it slowly. They're going to go over onto B. And while the rotation will come through, it's again the USPs, and they're playing long range. While that's an advantage in the pistol round, it's not one against rifles, and it won't be one here.
Renegades not leaving anything to chance here. Slowing it down, allowing mousesports to make the mistake. They know that they have the advantage with the guns.
Oh my, Renegades have done it.
And they have completely outread mousesports.
The rotation is now coming back in, but it's too far gone. The utility from Renegades is there to be able to block this off. The guns too, pulling them off the bomb site wins the battle, probably the war in this round as well. As now it's just eco frags left for the Renegades, boys.
Yeah, but let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. Renegades must not rest on their laurels. They've gotten the bomb down. But it is still a losable round if things go awfully, awfully wrong. Starting to stabilize, though, is the Renegades. Equilibrium has been restored. Ustillo pushes on.
Oh, Ustillo!
And a nice tap. That's going to feel good for Ustillo. He's been really struggling throughout this entire series. He's still only got 6 kills in this map so far, Tim. And 2 of them were just those.
But it's confidence. That will help.
And it's the perfect time to be getting a bit of confidence for Ustillo, who was the top fragger, the top player for Renegades in their matchup against FaZe. It has to be said that he has had a part in where Renegades are right now. Maybe he's the reason they're here, but right now he is being given the opportunity by his team. They're up 14-13.
Sunny was off searching for that AK there, but he couldn't find it. That could have been a nice boon for mousesports in this round. The double AWP secured once again, and Renegades 2 away. mousesports 3, but Jordan, potential overtime looming again.
Potential indeed, but if Renegades shut this round down, guess what that does to the CT economy?
See ya.
It absolutely destroys it. There will be a buy-through, of course. mousesports have lost a few in a row, but it will not be as good as this one. This is their best chance, mousesports, to get back into it. 14 apiece is where they want to find themselves, but it's an uphill battle now for mousesports.
The Ivy player, who has been Stico all game, only has a deagle here. And there's a lot of Ts coming his way. 3 of them, of course. If they give him the close range engagement, that can work.
Renegades have really struggled against the AWPs, though, and that's where the advantages have been given over to mousesports. And there is 2 of them on the field, like you mentioned earlier, Tim. So this is by no means over. Renegades have not yet won this round. And they're not even close.
Look at Chris J's angle there, close to our main as well. That is very aggressive.
Aggressive indeed, but it might just catch off the Renegades, and really there's not many players over on that part of the map, so the chances of a trade coming out, should Chris J get a kill, not too high at the moment. However, Renegades are lurking back across, slowing themselves down, back here into the T-Con.
Not making a mistake just yet, slowing it down and trying to find themselves the first pick that they need. But there's 30 seconds left. Chris J has the potential for a lot of damage here. There has to be a flashbang to blind him out.
This is risky business indeed for the Renegades. Here come the utilities. It's go time. Chris J gets the first. Sunny another one. The trades are good though for Renegades. It's a 2 for 2 on the entry. But with 17 seconds left on the clock, mousesports, they might still be able to shut this one down. Stico holding by the green train with the deagle. Can't do anything about the bomb going down, but he is still in the site, and Renegades have not cleared that angle just yet.
They did spot him out back Ivy though, so they know he's in this area, but they won't be checking it. Ustillo's going to pay for it.
2 versus 3 now. Nifty and JKS have been so solid throughout this map so far. Can they do it once again for the Renegades? JKS and Nifty both go down, and mousesports, they put themselves onto 14. Again, the map is going the distance.
I agree with that guy. This is tense.
Well, maybe not that guy.
Well, it depends which guy is
Well,
that guy.
to be honest, actually.
Hey, I just said that guy. I didn't pick a guy, you know?
What have you got against guys, Tim?
Nothing. All right, we're all having fun.
Well, I am.
I am.
Now, the
It's
Renegades right now, though, that's a big round to lose.
But
This lets mousesports back into it with a bye again.
the money is there, though, for Renegades. And they got shut down that round by mousesports playing super duper close to them and hitting the shots. Renegades were unable to trade. And Stico going unchecked really opened that up. That should not be the setup here, though, when the wall bang doesn't quite connect from Nifty, but he's not giving off to Oscar the free angle.
Could have been close. We'll never know. And he's still just having a peek here into B halls. Looks down ramp, sees nothing. A lot of utility being used right now by mousesports, though. They don't have a huge amount to play with.
Renegades are using a bit themselves, but they're baiting out even more than they're using, which is the ideal scenario for T-side utility. And for Renegades now, they make a bit of noise at Ivy. They've got 3 players stacked up on A, but Oscar's on a fast rotate. The 2 players on B are close. If these flashbangs aren't good, then this ramp play could be entirely shut down by Sunny and Rops in a deadly crossfire. There is a UMP, but again, if they go unblinded, maybe this is over. The Molotov will slow them down, but there's the flashbangs, there's the smoke, and they've spotted it out.
There's the entry as well for Azza. Sunny going down, and now it's all on Rops, but he's been flanked by the Renegades as well. This is a super massive round for Renegades. If they win this, they might just win the map. And mousesports, they need to run away. They don't have the money to play with a retake like this. Chris J trying to find anything, something through the smoke to give them an opportunity back in. But if he can't get anything, these 3 guns will be so important for mousesports heading into the next round. And they've given up it. Renegades will be put onto 15. But mousesports might just save 3 guns through, which will make the next one competitive. JKS is looking for the hunt, but he won't find them.
But for Renegades, as the bomb does go off, it's map and series points facing down mousesports on the brink of eliminating them. The 3 guns will be saved through, though, for Mouse. The double orb still out. It's been so crucial. But will it be the 16-14? Will it be more overtime?
Well, that is the real question on everybody's lips right now here for the Renegades. This is their best chance. This will be their best performance ever, really. This is the deepest they're going to go into a tournament like this if they do defeat mousesports right now. But this is the time, Sydney, to lend your voice to the Renegades. They need everything in this round, and if they close it out, it will be Renegades through to Australis in the semi-finals. And the push out for Rops is destroyed by Ustillo. 4 versus 5, and Renegades have the advantage on match point.
First frag goes their way. mousesports will be looking for some map control, and they've taken it. 2 players out through Ivy. Chris J is going to post up with the AWP and hold this one off. That opens up Stico to rotate back through, trusting his teammate to hold it. But still, Renegades, man advantage, minute 15 on the clock. They slow it right down, and where B looks like where they're headed, it's just Oscar. He's been so deadly with this AWP, so good. He's answered the call time and time again, but can he do it here? Renegades not yet ready to push. The Molotov will delay, but it's still the AWP alone.
A lot of time to play with here for Renegades, but you're right. If they do get into this B bomb site, Oscar, it's really all going to be on him, and we've seen play after play after play from him in recent times, but it might not be enough against the Renegades. They've been looking very sharp, and the trades have been really good from the T side so far. Oscar holding the high angle, and that allows Renegades into the site, but he still is going to be able to challenge. The bomb will go down, though, for the Renegades, and getting some deep control into the B site. This is so good for the Renegades. Chris J manages to find one. Azza, what can he do? Holding close. This is the important play. If this one goes the way of Azza, that is going to be the series in the favor of the Renegades. And he spots out Sunny, but he doesn't win the duel. 2 versus 4 again for the Renegades. JKS trying to clutch it out for his team. And he gets 2. JKS, you can't do that.
It's made it possible.
1 versus 1 right now. Jacob throws the incendiary down, and Sunny shuts him down. Oh my goodness, we're going to overtime. Just in time, the bomb will be defused. Heartbreaking for Renegades, heartbreaking for the crowd, but amazing for the viewers watching this match. Oh my goodness, Tim, my voice, it's almost gone.
How does JKS do it again? How do mousesports recover? It's overtime again. Inferno delivers, Train delivers these teams. Remember, Sydney, are you at least having fun?
I'd be very worried if they weren't. Have a look at this though from JKS. Absolute class. And just unfortunately for the Renegades, not able to get that final player. He even did so much damage across, but not enough in the end. And now we're into overtime one more time. Maybe another after this one, Tim. We can only hope.
Oh my days. Renegades and Mouse to the limit again. Map 1 was not close. Map 2 was unbelievably so. Map 3 is delivering. mousesports on the CT side, of course, onto that double AWP setup that's done so much work for them. Renegades know it's coming, and you still owe fast SL control, but no fast push just yet.
I think I've run out of words to describe this matchup. It has just been absolutely nuts. And Chris J opening up the overtime with a kill from the Orb. Another one as well. As it hits a nice shot onto Sunny, but he needs to find a little bit more here, and he can. Dancing around that smoke, he'll get Chris J. The bomb site marginally opened up now for the Renegades as it's still continuing the push on forward, but there's a player behind him. Rops coming up huge from the connector, and now it's all on to Nifty, the hero of Inferno, the hero here for the Renegades, but he doesn't spot out Rops, and that's 3 kills for Rops in a very, very critical round for mousesports. First one of overtime goes their way.
That's a brilliant showing, a brilliant display from Rops, the young gun. We've talked a lot about him today, and he is truly delivering for mousesports here. As we do hit overtime again. mousesports will win out that first round, the 3v3, not going the way of Renegades. Rops destroys them all. But 16K MR3, 19 the magical number, $16,000 for everyone at the start of the half. There is no financial difficulties here for anyone. Oscar's going to go for this first pick into team main, but Nifty jumps across. It's Azza indeed, and he's actually out, but the Molotov will force him back.
Yeah, he certainly was spotted on the cross there. So information given across to mousesports does mean that Azza can progress no further, but he has got a pretty good position now into the A bomb site if he wants to decide to try and lurk in or lurk out or do something. The Renegades making their commitment now into A. Sunny will surely be traded, but he's got a lot of damage done there at mousesports. They're coming back into this series now, really proving a difficult test for the Renegades. Again, the magical 2 for Renegades. JKS and Nifty looking to clutch another round out for their side.
JKS hasn't checked for Oscar, but he's also found his way past. Neither player knows.
Oscar, if he makes even a sound, JKS will flick onto him and take him down, but this is a battle of seconds, milliseconds even. If Oscar peeks out at the right time, JKS goes down, but JKS has spotted him, and he'll get the kill. Renegades bringing it back to a 2v2, and this is an all too familiar situation in this matchup. Stico, has he got a line here onto Nifty? He might just if he continues the push on forward. Bomb still needs to be planted, and the positioning that Stico has could just shut down Nifty post the plant. Decides not to peek though. Playing it slow, Nifty almost watching the right angle. He gets caught off guard from the back. And again, JKS tasked with a clutch every time for Renegades. This time, not enough. And mousesports, one more on the board. Renegades, they need this final round in the first half of overtime.
To come this far, to have it go this close, loss will be a heartbreak for either team here. This has been one of the best matchups I've ever seen. And mousesports now with a 2-round lead in overtime. The double AWP still doing work. Rops having a great time here on the CT side. That AK paying dividends for him. But Renegades, if they can get themselves one T-sided round, they can make this doable again. As mentioned, overtime, money not an issue, the buy out, but they're going to need to start hitting some shots here. And Chris J is holding a different angle onto the push this time.
Tense times now for the Renegades. Oh, has Oscar spotted that out?
Surely.
I suspect not, otherwise he would have shot.
Not.
Well, do not be playing this game.
Jesus, this is such a risky thing to be doing. They are just safe for now. It's Azza who was flirting with disaster. But JKS loses a teammate, the Molotov. He can't even peek out wide enough to throw it as he spots Oscar crouching back in.
Oscar always the one to do the damage for mousesports. putting them in a good spot now heading into this last round of the half. Renegades, they need to come up with something. They need to dig deep now. Search for anything that they have left. Because they need everything in this final round. So important. A 3-0 would be almost unattainable, it feels, heading into the second half of overtime. It's still possible for Renegades to come away with at least one here in the first half. Chris J might be the one to shut that down, though. Up on top of the green train, he's got a great angle into where Renegades are coming from. He spots out Ustillo, but misses the shot. And Ustillo will pounce. Oscar on the long rotation here.
God, that's fast.
It is fast indeed. Bomb still not planted for Renegades, and they have 20 seconds. There's so many players on the site. JKS in danger, and he doesn't quite sense it. mousesports, they're going to do it. It's going to be 3-0 at the end of the first half. Renegades. It's not over just yet, but it might be in less than 5 minutes that we say goodbye to Renegades at IEM Sydney.
Goodness gracious me. If there's any time that Renegades need the crowd's energy, one last time, this is everything. 3 rounds down, 3 needed just to take us to overtime number 2, and even then it's the Inferno grind again. mousesports, they've done so much. They've been the villain, but they've played so well to bring it to here. Renegades, they bring it back, but can they convert this?
Nifty spotted that first player on the cross. Jacob not aware. Chris J shuts him down. And mousesports coming now into the overtime, absolutely destroying Renegades. It's just 3 left for the CT side, and maybe the dream is over, though Azza drops the bomb carrier. Just one player alive. JKS here in the connector, and he goes down. mousesports 19-15. They've knocked Renegades out of IEM Sydney, and they'll progress on forwards to Australis. It was such a fight from the Renegades, but they couldn't quite get it done in the end. It's heartbreaking, Tim. Not only for Renegades, but for all of Australian Counter-Strike.
But mousesports, what a series to remain composed after those games, those maps. They've deserved this win, Sydney. They've played so well.
A standing ovation from the crowd as well. What a display from mousesports. What a display from the Renegades. And that is what Counter-Strike is all about. That is what IEM Sydney is all about. This is the dream, Tim, really.
This is exactly it, Sydney. It was amazing from both sides. Renegades, they fought the final hurdle, but what a series. That Inferno game, I think, will go down as one of my favorite games I've ever seen. Oh, goodness me.
Heartbreak on the faces of the Renegades right now, and what more do you expect, really? But that is going to be it for that matchup. Renegades do go down, mousesports progress on through, and it's mousesports on the stage who we'll have an interview with. Over to you, OJ.
Thank you very much. I mean, that was pure insanity. It was the full 3 maps. There was overtimes, there was double overtimes. I think first off, we have to show respect for both teams here. So a round of applause first off for mousesports. Amazing, amazing play, and what was a very hostile but really passionate crowd. And first off, Chris, I mean, that was crazy from where we were watching it from. What was it like to play in?
Yeah, it was insane. It was so draining to play this match. I mean, the crowd added so much energy to this whole match. I mean, Renegades played amazing. It was really sick to play. It was awesome.
Because halfway through that second map, it looked like you guys were going to cruise to a 2-0. That's not how it ended.
Yeah, I mean, we were thinking it's going to be 2-0. 11 for CT side. We're not that good on Inferno. Usually we're actually struggling on CT side. So we thought, okay, we're going to win the pistol. It's going to be 16-5 or something. But things started to go their way. They started to play really good. They kept confidence. They kept going for peaks, and we just were not ready for it. So props to them.
How good was Nifty?
It was insane. On Inferno, I don't know. I couldn't go anywhere. He was always peeking someone. He was sick.
You almost lost the whole of this match right at the end. You're about a second away in that defuse. Did you know how close that was?
Yeah, we knew. It was insane.
So you get through the quarterfinal. I mean, that was a real baptism by fire. You go through to play Australis tomorrow in the semi-finals. Does this make you stronger? Are you worn out?
I mean, obviously we're a bit tired now, but we're going to rest today, so that's going to be fine. I think we learned from this match, we learned from the match against Australis before, so we hope to give them a better fight this time for sure.
Well, listen, it was an unbelievable match to play. Thank you so much for staying. Stay around, though. I'm going to try and talk to this team as well, to the Renegades. But right now, they are your semi-finalists. It was a great match at both teams. Put it in. Put your hands together, please, for mousesports. And while you're clapping, I'll hand it back to Alex.
Thank you so much, OJ. Yes, a real brawl. It truly was a baptism by fire for mousesports as they will continue to the semi-finals. And the Renegades put up a show for Sydney. It could have been quite the deflating performance from the hometown heroes, but no, they showed exactly what they were made of. All the rounds on the last 2 maps and even some extra sprinkled in there for good measure. It was an absolute pleasure to experience, and I'm not alone in that experience. Sniper, whose poor heart hasn't stopped beating as at rabbit's pace. Yeah,
thankfully.
I mean, it's been madness from you and from everyone here in the arena. Yanko, what a game.
Everyone knows how I felt watching the major grand final, but I mean, this was up in that area of excitement when it comes to games. I mean, so many rounds going back and forth, so many amazing moments individually, especially on Inferno, but looking at Train, you just don't know which 2 teams are playing. You look at how both halves started and you're thinking, oh, this is, the underdog coming really close and maybe edging them in overtime. It was actually Renegades clawing their way back in both halves, starting off 6-0 down, 6-1 down in the first one, 5-0 down in the second one, and they get all the way to 15-14. That was an amazing performance from Renegades, and it just breaks your heart that they couldn't close it out in regulation. That round, that effort from JKS to bring it into a 1v1 from JChem, and for me, he was impatient in that round. He peaked too early, but it happened because he lost a round earlier in a 1v1 to a smoke diffuse to Oscar, and it feels, playing, it's just something that you don't even think about, right? It's just a natural reaction. I don't want to lose the same way. And you peak. Sunny played it. He was more patient, won that, got his team into overtime, and then feels like Renegades just ran out of steam.
Yeah, I mean, it must be so hard to somehow have to put the mouse and keyboard back in your hands after what felt like you were, a heartbeat away from going to the semi-finals.
I mean, that was some vintage JKS there as well. Just it was just outright amazing and very inspiring as well, just like against FaZe, but unfortunately, it does come down to that 1v1 with Jacob. It's a very similar situation with Order as well. Losing that 4 versus 1. I mean, the clutches were just everywhere today. I think that's what these matches were. This whole series was just a story of clutches. The tactics, they got down to the 3v3s or whatnot, but it was 2 teams that knew each other inside out. And at the end of the day, mousesports scrape across the line over an inspired Renegade.
I think you are going to know that team inside and out when you play that many rounds of Counter-Strike in quick succession.
It was just the individuals as well. It was just like they just knew what everyone was doing. They knew how to jiggle peek their aim or bait their shots. They knew that if they went down the low ramp and came up behind the low ramp player, that he'd be waiting for Jacob to come out through Pop Dog. But it's just they just knew everything everyone was doing, and you could just see it.
This is the JKS heroics.
It was just all.
And I mean, also here you can point out to say, why are you peeking so high? Just hide, for a time. But, that's like, they're not robots. They're human beings, and you lose track or you get excited after you got a lot of kills. And I think it's also unfair to put, like, quote-unquote blame, put the responsibility all on that last round. You look at the second pistol round. That was a 5v3 straight off the bat for Renegades. You can't lose those rounds, especially in a close game like this. T side of Train, you got the pistol round in your hands, that would have been all it took for Renegades. And you have to also give props to mousesports for grinding out that second half. They were saving ops every chance they took. I was watching the game, I was like, does mousesports spawn with an op? 5 rounds in a row, they lose rounds, they always have an op, and in the end, that's what allowed them to, get to that 15th round.
And while we still have the crowd standing by, we also have a couple of others standing by. And Sydney, I'm sure I don't have to tell you to give him a warm welcome. It is none other than Nifty, who got that 11-4 deficit down. He's standing by on the stage. We bow down to you, sir.
It is. We're not worthy. We're not worthy. It was an amazing performance, but you are so gutted.
Yeah, I mean, I really wish that we could have kept playing in front of the arena. I mean, you guys have been fantastic. That was super awesome. So I know the Australians, they were loving that. They were really, really enjoying that. I was kind of getting them to play in the crowd a little bit more, just so that they could have their fun. But you guys were great. Again, I really wish we could have made it into the next match, but mousesports ended up pulling through, and we tried.
You single-handedly, though, pulled that team back into it in that second map. Did you know, what was going through your mind when you were hitting all these shots?
I just felt unstoppable, But the thing is, it's like, a lot of people a lot of people will say that, you know, it's just me like hard carrying the team, but after just about every round, you know, at least 3 of my teammates were like, no, you're owning it, you know, just like keep going. So, you know, without the push from them, I probably wouldn't have been able to do it as many times as I did. So, but it was a really fun series. mousesports was a great opponent. So, I mean, I hope to play on more stages like this. You know, this has been a dream, and this is my first like real big stage. So, I loved it.
He's good and he's humble as well. And I think earlier on you said those Australians, pretty much every tweet I saw was saying that if you wanted it, this man could have citizenship for Australia. Am I right? Do you want it?
Yeah, I'll take it.
He's taking it. Put our hands together. It was a monstrous performance, one of the best of all time. The whole team were amazing for Nifty and the rest of the Renegades. What a guy, Alex. What a guy.
Absolutely, and I think, you know, what's so baffling about all of this is he's just said that was one of his first big stage performances, and I just want to steal a statistic from Petar from HLTV. In the rounds that they won on that second map on Inferno, the rounds that Renegades won, his statistics are perhaps the craziest I've ever seen. 43 kills to 5 deaths. I'll keep going. 152 ADR, 15 multi-kills, and 8 opening kills in the rounds they won on that map. We wouldn't have got to see that train. We wouldn't have got to see that overtime if it wasn't for that dude on that stage. Isn't that mad, Cypher?
They are just some absolutely mad statistics that, you know, if it was simple, you'd be like, sure. But I think
I don't even know if I would.
I think for anyone in the world, I wouldn't say sure.
No, you would be like, I'm not surprised.
That was a 25-23 game.
Yeah.
In 25 rounds, you've died 5 times.
On the rounds they won.
Yeah, exactly.
That's 25 rounds.
25 rounds that you win, and he gets
But Nifty is
40.
obviously at that level now, you know.
3.
He's in-game leading as well. That's the thing
true.
you need to remember.
And there's only a handful. In fact, the name that springs to mind, Fallen, is the similar kind of AWPA and in-game leader. And he put out a tweet saying, I've never seen a player play like that.
To be fair, I think his in-game leading was fairly simple on Inferno. I think it came down to try to keep up, guys, and that was pretty much it. But yeah, I mean, just an amazing performance. And for Renegades, I mean, you just got it, right? It was a fairy tale storyline, really getting another game. And it wasn't you know, gifted to them. That was a very good game. mousesports was on top of their game. Oscar was on top of his game, you know, after a long time. So it was just enjoyable to watch. I just want to say one last thing, Alex.
Please.
For doing this whole thing of handing out Australian passports, I could use an upgrade as well. So, you know, just something, you know, under the desk.
Yeah, well, we'll see how the show match goes, maybe, Yanko.
Damn it.
Okay, the cash is tomorrow. But now, I do not envy the person that had to choose the play faster moment. There were so many to choose from, but it's brought to you by Vodafone. Let's take a look at what they had to choose. It's going to be, I can only imagine, it will be a quick one. Okay, an intriguing choice. Admittedly, it was fast. All 5 players dead in what seems like a handful of seconds. A little bit of a bash, an Eco Cobra, perhaps.
Definitely the biggest highlight of this series, Alex. I think Rob's getting so many kills, building the bank. What else can you say about that?
Yeah, absolutely. And that is brought to you by Vodafone. And now our final thoughts, while we do kind of try and somehow compress that much Counter-Strike into a couple of thoughts. Sniper, what have you, what can you make of today? I mean, it was an early stomping, perhaps, and then this series that lasted for forever.
I guess they just didn't even turn up in that first map. And I think that, I mean, that might haunt them a little bit, but I think they've still put on a good show. They definitely clawed their way back in both games towards the end. They're really just giving themselves some pride, I guess, making it look close. But going into the next couple of days, it will be mousesports. And, you know, I think we can all just be grateful that we got to see what we just saw in Nifty.
I think we've got a great trajectory building here, Alex. You know, we started off today with FaZe versus Fnatic, very scrappy, not great CS, not even massive individual moments. You know, then we move on to Renegades versus Mouse, better CS, amazing individual moments, and tomorrow it's going to get even better with getting that Astralis versus mousesports matchup. Astralis showing us how CS can look like at 100%.
And absolutely, yeah, we get to see it at full capacity, and the arena will be too. Let's not forget, of course, Saturday, everyone's going to be off work and everyone's going to be ready to watch that wonderful Counter-Strike going down. With that said, that is locked and loaded. You get to see more from Tyloo as well. They'll be performing after getting the bye through the quarterfinals. It's been a wonderful day here in our debut in the Qudos Bank Arena. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, and quite the bang of a quarterfinal to end it on. We'll be back tomorrow with the semis.
I'm flanking back.